3 words. That's all it was. 3 words that take less than 2 seconds to say, that cost nothing, that require no special skill, no perfect moment, no preparation. I'm proud of you. Maybe you heard them occasionally, on a graduation day, after a performance, attached to a result, a grade, an achievement. But did you ever hear them just because you existed? Just because you were you, not because of what you did or accomplished or became? If you're sitting with something heavy right now, if some part of you just flinched at that question, if you've spent your entire life achieving, improving, striving, and still waking up feeling like it's never quite enough, stay with me. Because what those 3 missing words did to you is not small, and understanding it might be the most important thing you do today.
Meet someone we'll call Jordan. Jordan is, by every external measure, successful, hardworking, driven, the kind of person who finishes what they start, who sets a goal and reaches it, who never stops pushing forward. People admire Jordan. They say things like, "You're so motivated. How do you do it?" But Jordan has a secret. Every achievement, every promotion, every finished project, every moment of recognition lasts about 48 hours, maybe less, and then the feeling is gone, completely, as if it never happened. And Jordan is already looking for the next thing, the next goal, the next proof. Proof of what? Jordan couldn't tell you exactly, just proof that it's enough, that they're enough. At night, when everything is quiet, Jordan sometimes thinks about a parent, about a specific memory, bringing home a perfect grade, a won competition, a finished something, and handing it over, waiting. And the parent nodding, maybe saying good, moving on. Not a hug, not a look that said, "I see you and I am so proud of who you are." Just good. Next. Jordan became extraordinary at achieving things. Jordan never learned how to feel worthy of them. When a child does something, draws a picture, learns to ride a bike, tells a joke, gets a good grade, they bring it to their parent like an offering. They are not just sharing the thing, they are asking a question. The question is, do you see me? Am I good? Am I someone worth being proud of? When a parent responds with genuine pride, not just approval of the result, but delight in the child themselves, something crucial happens in the child's developing brain. A belief is formed, a deep, wordless, cellular belief. I am inherently worthy, not because of what I do, because of who I am. But when that response never comes, or only comes conditionally, attached to performance, withdrawn when results disappoint, a very different belief forms. Worth is something you earn, and earning it requires constant proof. Psychologists call this conditional positive regard, a term developed by Carl Rogers, and its effects reach into every corner of adult life. Career choices, relationships, how you respond to compliments, whether you can rest without guilt, whether you can fail without falling apart. The child who never heard "I'm proud of you" doesn't just miss a nice moment, they miss the foundation. Here is what never hearing those words actually builds inside a person. The first thing it builds is an achievement treadmill. If worth must be earned, then you must keep earning it. You cannot stop, because stopping means the worth disappears. So you run, you achieve, you produce, you optimize, you improve. And every time you reach the next level, the level moves. Because the treadmill was never about the achievements. It was about trying to finally feel enough. The second thing it builds is an allergic reaction to praise. This sounds counterintuitive. These are people who desperately needed to be told they were good. So why does being told that as an adult make them uncomfortable? Why do they deflect compliments, minimize their own success, feel like an imposter even when they've earned every result? Because praise from the outside cannot reach the wound on the inside. The approval they needed had to come from a specific source, at a specific time, in a specific form, and it didn't. So all the praise in the world from everyone else feels like it's meant for someone else, like it's landing on a glass wall and sliding off. The third thing, and this is the one that shapes everything else,
is a confusion between doing and being. People who were never told they were proud of, unconditionally, just for existing, grow up genuinely unable to separate what they do from who they are. Their worth and their output become the same thing, which means failure isn't just failure. It is proof of unworthiness. It is identity collapse. And rest isn't just rest. It is loss of value. It is becoming nothing. So they cannot stop, not because they're ambitious, but because stopping feels like disappearing.
The first pattern is the high achiever who feels hollow. These are people who reach goals most people only dream about and feel nothing when they get there. Not happiness, not relief, just a brief flicker and then a cold, empty space where satisfaction should be. And immediately, automatically, the eyes move to the next target. They are not ungrateful. They are not broken. They are running a race with no finish line because the finish line they actually needed was never offered to them as a child. The second pattern is the perfectionist who cannot accept good enough. Everything must be excellent, not because they have high standards, though they do, but because anything less than excellent reopens the old question, am I enough? And they cannot risk the answer being no. So they rewrite the email 12 times. They stay late when they could go home. They apologize for things that don't require apology. They are driven not by passion, but by a terror of being found insufficient. The third pattern is the person who cannot receive love with suspicion. When someone loves them freely, not because they achieved something, not because they performed or produced or proved, they don't know what to do with it. It doesn't compute. Love without a reason feels like a mistake, like the person doesn't know them well enough yet, like it will be taken away when the truth is revealed. What truth? The old truth, the one installed in childhood. That underneath the achievements, there is nothing particularly worth being proud of.
Here is what I need you to understand. The striving, the relentless, exhausting, never enough striving, was not a flaw. It was devotion. You devoted yourself to becoming someone who could finally earn what should have been given freely. You worked extraordinarily hard at an impossible task, trying to build from the outside what could only ever come from the inside. And you did it with everything you had. That is not weakness. That is one of the most profound acts of hope a human being can perform. The fact that you kept trying, kept achieving, kept reaching, kept bringing your work to the world meant some part of you never gave up on the possibility of being enough. You were never wrong to want it. You were just looking in the wrong place. Because here is the thing about the pride you never received. It was never actually about your parents' opinion of you. It was about your opinion of you. Your parent was simply the first mirror, the first place you looked to see yourself reflected back. But a mirror that doesn't show you clearly is not proof that you have nothing worth seeing. It is proof that the mirror was limited. You were always worth being proud of. Before the grades, before the achievements, before the proof. You simply needed someone to say it, and they didn't know how. You have spent years, maybe decades, trying to earn a feeling that was always yours to begin with. And I want you to hear something. What you built, the resilience, the drive, the discipline, the extraordinary capacity to keep going, that is real. That belongs to you. Even if the reason you built it was pain, what you created from that pain has genuine value. But you are allowed to want more than survival now. You are allowed to rest without losing your worth, to fail without losing yourself, to receive love that arrives without a reason, and let it actually land. The work now is not achieving more. The work is learning, slowly, imperfectly, with help, to offer yourself the thing your parent couldn't. To look at what you've done and who you are, and say it, not to them, not for them, to yourself. I see you. I know how hard you've worked. I know what it cost. And I am proud of you, not for what you've accomplished, for surviving the absence of those words long enough to finally hear them.